Geek news, reviews, commentary, not just another podcast on the ordinary the Big Ball Broadcast.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was going to say son of a didn't you?
Now here comes your host, Hebert and Otherworld Steve.
Welcome to the Big Ball Broadcast. All the geeky news you can use. My name is Kyle Hebert. I'm a voice actor from anime and video games such as Dragon Ball Super on Cartoon Network, and you can also hear me as Ryu in Street Fighter V, tons of other things too. And this is my co-host.
Hey kids, Otherworld Steve, and right now I'm currently a stay-at-home dad.
That deserves mad props, by the way.
It's not as easy as I thought it would be. Nor is it as rewarding as people told me it would be.
So people checking this out on YouTube have noticed that you are an animated goat. What do you think your kids are going to think of that?
My kids have seen it and they dig the crap out of it. My kids are fairly cynical. They spend a lot of time watching YouTube videos. And I showed them a test vid on my phone, and they both smiled with glee. That was really touching.
If you're listening to the audio version of this podcast, you have no idea what we're talking about, but that's okay. You should check it out on YouTube. And if you check it out on Patreon, you can see about how to get the animated versions before they're even uploaded on YouTube. How cool is that? We're like animated like 1930s, 40s Betty Boop Popeye style. I mean, it's so cool. Yay, technology.
And it is by no means a reflection of two old dudes commenting on today's pop culture.
Yeah, you youngins, get off our lawn. Why, I oughta.
No, I think it's a show of appreciation, respect. We've talked long ago of our love of the old Fleischer cartoons, and of course, if you're talking about old animation, we have to do a little shout out to Cuphead coming to Microsoft, Xbox One, and Steam, which I'm really excited to play.
That's right, because Steve is not a Microsoft Xbox person. He's a hardcore PlayStation guy.
I'm not even a PS4 person yet, but that'll be changing probably this fall.
Oh, man, you got to catch up, man. I'm PS4. I'm Nintendo Switch. I do have an Xbox One. And I just totally forgot that the Xbox Live just renewed. It's like, oh, another $60 for the year. And, I guess I should hop on there and play something. But, the next game I am looking forward to is Cuphead, because hand-animated, old-school cartoon style, no other game in the world looks like this. And I think it's been in development hell for a while. It was at E3, like 2 E3s ago, I guess. But they finally said, yes, it's going to be out in September 2017. So by the time you see this, hey, hell, maybe it's out already. Go get it. Try it out.
Is there anything in your console or consoles now that's taking up your time?
Way too much time. I'm totally addicted to Splatoon 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Just crazy addicted to that. And I love it because it is a pick up and play and get back to your life immediately sort of thing, because the rounds are only 3 minutes long. Console-wise, sitting in front of the TV, I would say Call of Duty Modern Warfare still is a personal fave. Not that I'm any good at any of these games. I'm pretty terrible. I mean, I'm level like 19, I think, on Splatoon, which would, he has so much experience. Like, no. I just somehow made it that far. And I do enjoy playing a lot of online. I've even started collecting the amiibos because I want the exclusive stuff. It's like, yep, Nintendo got me. They got me. Not only are they cool, they got the cute little figurines, but they implement that into the game. That's kind of a genius marketing deal.
Over here, it's been pretty interesting. We've been keeping it old school. I've implemented, I guess, what you can call a rite of passage in my house, and that is completing Infamous 1 and Infamous 2 by Sucker Punch for the PS3. Infamous, I still love that game, and it's ironic. Today is actually my 8-year anniversary of having beat Infamous for the first time. That was on my Facebook on this day post. So I love the game so much. That was my first and only video game based tattoo that I've ever got in my life. I got the First Son's symbol tattooed on my body because I love that game. So my oldest son, who's now 10, he picked it up and he beat both games on his own, and my youngest just picked it up this past week, so we've been working on that, go through some story missions. My poor wife, though, she shakes her head when my 7-year-old is picking off innocent civilians across the street because he wants to play as the bad guy, so there's that.
Oh man, yeah, and I play rounds with my wife here, and she's not terribly interested necessarily in gaming, but I said, come on, fight me here, pick up a controller, let's play some Street Fighter, and of course she kicked my butt multiple times and got bored real quick, and so there's that. She hasn't tried Splatoon yet, but I have a feeling if she did, she would enjoy it way too much. I've played a lot of the Nintendo Switch stuff lately. Real happy with that.
Give me a reason right now to go out and buy a Switch.
Well, if you can find one in stock, that's still an issue, apparently. I think with Splatoon and Mario Kart 8 and a ton of the Neo Geo classic stuff, Metal Slug 3, a lot of old school stuff is appearing on the eShop. They haven't imported a lot of the stuff like Street Pass from 3DS and, you know, rampant use of the Miis and all that. I hope they do that, because I think Street Pass was a great thing, that adding that social element to 3DS. And while Nintendo is committed to continuing with 3DS support for at least through 2018, I think they've really hit it out of the ballpark with the Switch. Wii U was kind of a not so successful experiment in the hybrid console mobile gaming thing, but this one, a much smaller device. The implementation, I think, is pretty awesome. Now, it is a little wonky with their app. If you want to do voice chat with your friend while you're playing, you can't multitask, so you can't quit out of the app, and otherwise, you mute your audio while you're doing that. But, they're making strides. I think they're coming a long way. So it depends on your interest level. If you're a Zelda fan, Breath of the Wild, obviously a must-have game. I'm not myself so much into the walk around and explore and find stuff sort of a gamer. I like to shoot, run, jump, and give me a thing. The new Sonic Mania just dropped. I picked it up. I haven't played it yet, but I've heard nothing but positive reviews for that, for people who love old school Sonic. And for me, it was about not getting it on physical cartridges anymore, because, hey, lick them, they taste gross. I'm not into that whole thing. So I just get a big fat memory card and download them directly off the eShop. Yeah, I can never trade them or sell them or anything, but it sure is convenient never having to keep track of those small little cartridges and lose them.
I'm just waiting for Nintendo to standardize, and I think that's what's kept me from embracing a new Nintendo console. I think the last one we got was the Wii, the first Wii. But, the Wii U, that didn't go out too well. And now you get this new device with different controllers, and it's in pieces and different colors. I don't know, it's scary to my old brain. I want this boring black box sitting up on my entertainment center with my wireless controller that I'm used to. It's not to say I don't like Nintendo games. I think Nintendo certainly, they're continuing to feed that audience that have always enjoyed Nintendo's story-driven games, especially the Zelda franchises, the new open-world Mario game whose name escapes me. But I think my next purchase, again, being really behind the times, is going to be a PS4, and I'm not really thinking about any Nintendo products right now anyways.
I tell you, I'm intrigued by PlayStation VR. Oculus is still, I think, a little too pricey and requires a little too much on the hardware end, and they have come down in price for bundles and all that, and that's good, and that's just the way it works in the tech world. Things come out and the bugs get squashed, and better versions and cheaper versions come out. And I'm just most interested in the integration with PlayStation, but I think, again, the price point is kind of steering me away, although I would like that Star Wars Battlefront VR thing that all current owners of the first game, which has been out for almost a year, can get for free, I believe, and you can pilot the X-Wing and do the whole trench run thing and all that. But $500, $600 for this bundle, and you have to have the handheld things, and you have to have the camera and all that stuff. It's like, God, I really have to get all this equipment just to upgrade, and then I'm going to wear this uncomfortable thing on my head for too long. I've never heard your opinion about VR or AR, augmented reality. What do you think about all this stuff?
I think augmented reality is awesome, and I really hope I can find the time and get enough of the understanding someday to do some augmented reality projects. I think that is really badass. Even the way Pokemon Go incorporated it, I think that was a brilliant move. So I'd like to do something like that. VR has come such a long way. It's not back in the day with Lawnmower Man when everybody thought this was going to be the total an absolute change of our perception of entertainment. It really fizzled out really quickly when we realized it wasn't what the hype was. We're getting to what that hype was now. I'm a little wonky with my balance to begin with. I've done damage to my ear, so my equilibrium's off. I'm just so afraid I'm going to put the headset on and spray vomit all over the walls.
Yay, Technicolor yawn. That would be a little scary. And I've noticed Samsung with their phones have had all this cross promotion to try to push the Samsung Gear and all that. And I've tried that out too, and it's like, it's okay. It's not great, and it's not terrible. It's kind of like, okay, that's cool, but I don't feel like a need. I don't feel anything like there's that must-have killer app that's just, says, here, take my money.
I think it's going to be a natural incorporation. I think as the technology catches up with the console technology, you're going to see it at some point. It's going to make for some really sick Assassin's Creed games. It's going to make for some really sick Mario Kart and things like that. I do see that on the horizon, but I think that's probably still at least another 5-6 years away before you really have that type of integration through all the networks, through all the systems with some really good VR. But I really do think that's going to be the future.
That's all the time we have. Thank you so much for checking out our channel here on YouTube. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing. We want you to be involved. Let us know what direction to take the show, because we have no idea. And if you firmly believe in following someone who has no idea what they're doing, please donate to our Patreon page for cool exclusive swag and whatnot.